Hello, everybody. Welcome back. If you can hear me speaking, then type yes in the chat. Okie dogs. Okie dogs. What? Two people? Two people? That's pretty nice. Two people. Ooh-wee. Okay. Okay, so, well, let's go then, shall we? What are we waiting for? So this is the third case that we're doing, because we've successfully completed the other two with the correct answer, no less. That's right. If you ever don't understand what's going on, you just go check the other videos and I might be able to tell you what's going on.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits. The pupil is dilated. The temperature appears to be normal. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats. I need to... A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute.
Whoa.
But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and the Datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
That's sneaky, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Ah, Lestrade.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in two young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but... what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, There was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes. And these two young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman Baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
No, I had the antidote, so you got better now. So last time, in previous episodes, we did Fate of Black Peter, which was the first case. We got it all right. And Real on the Rails, which was the second case. And we got it all right. Now I have a souvenir, which is train whistle. So, go take this. Sherlock, dear brother, you have made the most terrible mistake once again. Are you quite aware of the fact that the Empire is at the brink of international conflict? How could you pass this incredibly sensitive case to those feather-brained Scotland Yard bobbies? Very well, yes, they caught the criminals, but have you not read the newspapers? The great fuss that has risen around it, they are generalizing all Mexicans. And as you may know, the Empire has arrangements with a great many varied and loyal Mexican enterprises. You should think about that. Yours, Mycroft. So at the end of each case, we get to make a moral choice, and we chose last time to give the case to the police, and the police, they ran in and made a lot of noise. Instead of giving it to Mycroft, that's what we did.
On the sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again.
Here we go. Here we go. Strand Lane. Murder. At Roman Baths. How intriguing.
Beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Okie dokes.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see. You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
It was locked.
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He will be able to give you more details.
Oh. So tall. Oh, pretty tall.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
It's investigation time. Got light wrinkles. Ooh. Cut himself with scissors. So he grooms himself like he's his own hair cutter. So he lives alone. Don't know what that word means. Shiny buttons. Manchester City. That's where the soccer people are from. Telegram sent today.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Noisy door. Phillips sent a telegram from the post office. Phillips is from Manchester. He takes care of both himself and the establishment where he works. And he is seen as a good employee. He went out this morning to send a telegram, probably to his own town, to his hometown.
Frigidarium. The steam room. The changing room. These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects. Expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
So we gotta remember everything that everyone's saying, because at the end we've got to make a decision on who we think did it. So gotta pay attention to everything that's going on.
Champagne for a special occasion.
Okay, okay.
Unopened. It was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session. An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled.
Very interesting. By the way, if you're
Lord,
a bit
Holmes.
queasy, look away.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
Yeah.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large. Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
See.
Well, death is very recent, between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session. I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry, or he is an artist, or a ghost, or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
That was that. Oh, wait. Detective vision.
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
Oh. It's getting intense. Found someone. There's 3 people here.
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk.
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
It's horrible. So Rodney, he's dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
What's that?
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
That makes it sound like he's done it now.
G. Newell and Sons, steam specialists, Seattle, WA. With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Turn that steam off. Whew. It's very steamy.
These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted. One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier.
Why'd you put it back?
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. I will need something to pick up this melted metal. It is too hot. I cannot reach into it.
Sounds like a hot brazier. Does anyone have any tongs we could borrow? Anyone got any tongs?
I can't understand what happened. Am I allowed to leave?
If you have to interrogate me, I'd like to be dressed properly first.
I found him. I touched his shoulder, thinking that he was just asleep.
That explains it. There are Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
So this is all very interesting. Yes. Someone's been murdered. We can't figure out what with. He got attacked in the eye. 3 people. None of them know what in the world is going on. Either one of them is lying, or none of them know what's going on.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
None, Lestrade.
Okay. Is this interesting? You people finding this interesting? I'm finding this interesting. So we found a key. We found a sample. Another sample. Champagne. I have to talk to Mr. Phillips.
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
Well, I mean, actually...
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips.
Not at all.
You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Yep.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see.
Who brought the champagne for you?
There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
You didn't even notice the champagne. What? What? Right. Okay, so we're gonna go and question him first, or we're gonna go and analyze these samples. analyze the samples. 2 people working! It's incredible. It's a lot more than one person. No. One. There's a whole 1.0 more. Oh yeah, sorry. Over here. Analyze the dirt. Oh, there we go.
Selenite.
Selenite.
White clay particles.
Clay.
Pyrite, otherwise known as fool's gold. Interesting. According to the color and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay. Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to.
Just look for the purple spot. There's only one purple spot in the whole of London. I wonder where it is by any chance. Do you know? We might have to skip this.
The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region, located near the city of St. Albans.
Just kidding, that was easy. We didn't need to skip it.
Let us analyze this blood sample.
Oh. Hey.
This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange. Let us see what is inside it. Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface.
What the hell knows that?
I must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide.
Okay. Pipette. Peroxide.
Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
Water. Ooh. Interesting. So what, dirt that's not dirt, blood that's not blood. Nothing is as it seems in this case. Well, now we're off to question the suspects. There's 3 of them. Let's go to this stuff. So everyone knows, none of this stuff. You won't be able to figure out what they are, you know? They're a person, they're a dog, you know? Chicken, carrot, corn. Ben Cliff. Okay, maybe 4.
An embroidered silk handkerchief. A fountain pen with solid gold trim. Sir Gregory Pitkin's visiting card.
Pitkin sounds rich. Sounds very rich.
When Garrow found Sir Rodney dead, he wiped the blood upon himself. A phial with herbs. Do you know what it is, my dear fellow?
It's the St. John's wort flower, Holmes. It's commonly used as a drug against melancholia. However, an overdosage might lead to a rash or even hallucinations.
Hallucinations? Oh. We've got to keep that in mind.
An ordinary pencil.
What if that's a murder weapon? I don't know. Sir Gregory Pitkin, manager to Mr. Blinghorn. Oh. Dear sir, the interests that I represent require the situation at the bar to be changed for the better. present time, the Frigidarium excavations remain under your direction, and yet the works have not progressed. You have failed to find anything of value, and we are unable to make the Frigidarium accessible to the public. The Frigidarium is a valuable asset in the recreation of the Roman bath experience. I urge you to complete your work within the next 2 months. You have this remaining time to conclude your archaeological research as you find yourself another workplace. So, Pickett and Blinkhorn having a little bit of an argument, it seems. Not an argument.
This ring was most likely the one that Sir Rodney wore. He removed it before entering the steam room. I see the join. This ring was repaired, and quite badly too, with silver. An Egyptian symbol. It is a very old jewel.
Why on earth would they wear such a ring?
A very pertinent question.
Very. Coin.
An old and rather dirty coin.
It says 887. It says 7. Numerals.
Rodney Bentcliffe's notebook. It may contain something of interest.
Possibly.
The last pages were torn out.
No way.
We must find a way of retrieving Sir Rodney's last lines. Watson, please prevent anyone from entering the room. But first, fetch me a pencil.
He was for a pencil just before.
To begin with, a few strokes of the pencil will be enough. I don't want to damage the traces. And then to gently smudge the leftover pencil marks with a handkerchief. I'm sure that Watson won't mind if I use his.
You sure about that? Fine. I'll use Watson's.
Mr. Holmes, the coroner... But what are you doing? Tampering with the evidence?
I prefer to make them talk. Today, I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Sir Rodney was about to make an outstanding discovery.
Wonderful.
I could retrieve only the final words. The rest of it is lost. Perhaps the autopsy will assist us in that matter.
I'm not sure that I can allow you to inspect the body now.
I am sure that you must, Constable.
Well,
You must let us inspect the body. Must. The right eyeball has been... So he gave us an analysis about the fact that the dead dude says the right eyeball has been pierced to the hilt by a curved-bladed knife. The blade cut through the orbit of the frontal bone, ripping apart the frontal lobe and the corpus callosum, after which, completing its trajectory in the cerebellum, caused... I literally cannot say these words. All of these injuries led directly to the death of the individual. Why did you just say he died because he was stabbed in the eye? Why did you have to go on right? The right eyeball has been burst, pierced to the hilt by a curved-bladed knife. The blade cut through the orbit of the frontal bone. Why are you going to make it so descriptive like that? You just say, he got stabbed in the eye, he's dead. It's pretty obvious. Just look at it and you're like, he died. Upper lobe of the right lung, there is a right lung. There is an old injury filled with an amount of that may correspond to a chronic infection by elements likely inhaled in a burial chamber. A decaying mummy, for example, or a dried and decomposing food product intended to accompany the deceased in their grave. Who would put a rotten burger in with someone that died in their coffin? I don't get that. The remainder of the body does not appear. So, he's got an eye and a brain that's been stabbed, and then he's got lung injuries, and he's dead. But other than that, he's completely fine. Wow. Why would it finish looking at me?
A hand-drawn map.
The map! The map's important. Let's find the map. Found the map. Yeah. Okay. It's on questioning time. Let's question these dudes. We got Garrow, Lincoln, Bitchin, and Old Dude.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. A good day to you. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
I am Tristram Garrow.
Okay, Garrow. It's investigation time. Badly shaven. Perspiration, so he's sweating. Eye bags, he might be tired. Dirty clothes. Protective. He's superstitious.
What is your occupation?
I am a councillor at the district chamber.
And what were you doing at the baths?
Well, I follow the researches. I am interested in archaeology.
You follow them?
Yes. So many things happened and we need to know. Or perhaps it's better hidden.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Garrow.
I meant nothing by that. I apologise.
What? He's confused me now.
What was it like to work with Sir Rodney?
It was like working with a genius. He was a hard man, but then you know this world is hard. There are always people who want to steal from you. And he trusted me, but oh.
Are you feeling unwell?
Oh, I'm sorry. It is I remember. Oh, I feel so sorry.
Do you need anything?
I feel bad. I hear. No, nothing. I'm better now.
Eh? You like hallucinating or something like that?
Please try to recall what you saw today.
Come on, Garrow.
The room was so hot. I had to remove my glasses. I was not feeling so very well in there.
But you found the body.
I saw the knife, you know, flying through the air. I saw the blood. I tried to escape. I don't remember.
Saw the knife? What did it look like?
Everything was as if in a nightmare. It all happened so fast. The knife was shining like gold.
Shining. Oh!
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behaviour?
Well, he had been rather secretive these past few days. Last Thursday, for example, I saw him leave. When he returned, it was very late. He showed me some wet coins, Roman coins, and he started to laugh.
Started to laugh. He was like, here, take a look at my coin. And he shows you the coin, and he's like, You know, that'd be really weird if someone was like, hey, you want to see a coin? And you're like, okay. And then he shows you the coin, and he's holding it up to you, and you're like, hey, that's a pretty cool coin. And he's like, I mean, that'd be weird.
His ring! Oh, it should be destroyed.
Destroyed!
Why do you say that?
It is a cursed ring, digging dark secrets.
Really?
It is after me now. I know it. I shouldn't have worked on it in the workshop. It's too late now.
Excuse me?
This is the coin that he showed me. It is from the 3rd century.
It must be very rare.
No, I don't know.
Doesn't know, eh?
Thank you. Thank you. This will help me to calm down.
Do be careful with the dosage.
Yeah.
I will.
I mean it.
Overdose make you crazy.
Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
What? No.
Garrow appears to be rather mentally disturbed. Either that or he is a good actor.
Tristram Garrow is in his early 30s. He suffers from severe myopia. Whatever that is. He seems very disturbed, which is possibly due to the shock of the murder, but not from that alone, as he is unshaven and clad in old, dirty clothes. Only 2 more people left to analyze. Alright, so you're gonna talk about the ring, the letter, file, and the champagne.
I'm trying to rest.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. My name is Percival Blinkhorn.
Percival. Well, Percival, it's investigation time. Oh, his eyes are moving. Attentive. He's attentive. Rusty braces. He's not wealthy. Fresh dirt. Everyone's all dirty. Callous. Let's say the blister, but it's like comes part of it.
What is your occupation?
What's your job?
I'm an archaeologist, specializing in the Roman period. I'm working on several excavation sites at present, including the baths at Strand Lane.
Can you tell me more about the baths?
Well, we're hoping to retrieve a great many interesting artifacts from the site, and to list any items of value before their eventual restoration and exhibition.
And has it been successful?
It has, thanks to Sir Rodney.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney?
Yeah, Percival.
Well, I couldn't say that he was a kind man, no. But he was talented. I felt a great admiration for him, I must say.
Was it your first collaboration?
I had met Sir Rodney briefly once in Egypt, and I'd shared my researches with him. Surprisingly, my work did convince him to come here. He arrived only a couple of months ago.
Surprisingly?
Well, Sir Rodney was a cold man, and so very secretive, too. But I learned so much from him. I can't believe that he's dead.
Sounds like you really liked this guy. Despite the fact that he wasn't a nice person.
Can you tell me what you saw today?
Well, we entered the steam room, and we all went to sit down. The steam was particularly dense, and I didn't see anything much further after that. I just heard Mr. Garrow shouting, but we all ran for the door and bumped into each other. I was very alarmed by this point.
What did you do?
Well, the door was stuck, and with all the steam, it was quite frightening. I was barely able to see my own feet. Garrow was covered in blood.
Do you believe that Garrow killed Sir Rodney?
Oh, no. Garrow couldn't harm a fly.
Not even a fly, eh? Was there by any chance anything unusual?
Can you recall any recent event that would occur to you now as being a little strange?
Well, yesterday we had a small argument.
Is that all?
No. Sir Rodney informed me that he was to attend the London Archaeological Congress with me. Then he advised me of quite the opposite. And rather aggressively, too.
Did he say, "You're coming," and then he was like, "You're not coming"? What are you talking about? I'm gonna have to look at this after.
Do you recognize this ring?
Certainly. It's the famous Aswan ring. Sir Rodney brought it back from his last campaign in Egypt.
And he kept it for himself?
Sir Rodney has had his own particular ideas of archaeology.
What can you tell me about Garrow?
Well, he always looks so sad. And he has been acting strangely lately. He complains about voices and visions. I will keep an eye on him because I'm worried.
I reckon it might have been Percival, this guy that did it. Could have.
How well were your researchers progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather well.
What? What do you mean, well? You got a letter that said, "Stop it!"
This letter reveals that Sir Gregory was prepared to put a stop to your work.
Yeah.
Yes. But since Sir Rodney's arrival, he had calmed down. He allowed us to work. I'm not sure what they agreed on.
What will happen now that Sir Rodney is dead?
Well, I haven't thought about that. But if it's needed, I will fight to defend Sir Rodney's expectations.
Interesting.
Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
No, I did not.
Percival Blinghorn is a true archaeologist who lives and breathes his work. That would not smell good. He has remained in his profession for 15 or 20 years and still seems to enjoy it.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, Sir Gregory. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder that took place this morning. Would you mind answering a few questions?
Tell me, Mr. Holmes, will I need to stay here for very much longer?
Whoa, chill out, man. Arrogant look. They look arrogant? Oh. Disdain. But it's aristocratic roots. He's a man of wealth.
You are the manager of the baths, is that correct?
Yes. I'm passionate about archaeology. I wanted to restore the ruins. My ambition is to open the baths to the public. Living archaeology can be a profitable business, although now I'm not so sure.
I see. When do you wish to begin using the baths?
When the archaeological researches are over, I will be free to complete the restoration. It is the usual process.
The usual process.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney Bentcliffe?
We were not particularly close. He had an unpleasant temperament, suspicious, authoritarian, unkind. People possessed by genius may be forgiven for their nature, but not by me.
Was he obstructive?
Not at all. Everything he did led us to greater success. He helped us increase the potential of the building.
So, no one really likes him, but they all like him. So he wasn't the kindest person in the world, but he was a good person, if that makes sense.
Please tell me what happened this morning.
The test that we performed this morning was a success. The steam was working well. Then, of course, that awful murder.
What did you see?
The steam was too thick to see anything. But ask Garrow, he saw the body first.
I already asked him.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behavior?
Look, I'm not a suspicious fellow, but I think that he had professional interests elsewhere that he did not wish us to know about.
Why should you think that? Where?
I have no idea. But after all, it was not my business.
How was the work progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather slowly, I would say.
Wait, what?
Sir Gregory, could you please explain this letter? You expressed the wish to call off the research work at the baths.
It was all about Blinkhorn. He was merrily digging away and taking very little care about it, ruining everything and finding nothing of any value.
But the arrival of Sir Rodney changed your mind?
Sir Rodney's work was extremely promising, and it was good for the bath's publicity. So yes, I changed my mind.
I actually think it might be Percival. Blinkhorn. I think it's him. I mean, I have not done this before.
Are you aware that Mr. Garrow is under a form of medication?
Garrow? No, but I never liked that parasite.
Do you believe him to be capable of murder?
Well, he did have blood on him. Does that make him a murderer?
Did you bring a bottle of champagne to the baths?
Absolutely not. Sir Rodney did, I think.
Ah, okay. Where's Rodney? I've got a couple clues now. So, oh, doesn't work. Ah. What goes together? What does it? Okay. Why would Sir Rodney be hiding anything? Could his discovery be the motive for the crime? Find out where Sir Rodney was several days before his murder and uncover his precious secret. Okay. Move back. Try and see where it was at. Is this getting intense or what? I mean, bro. This is tense. It's very intense. They're even sleeping outside and everything. It's intense.
These baths are becoming sinister.
Let's go on the fridge.
This area serves as Sir Rodney Bentcliffe's workshop.
Oh, let's not go on the fridge yet. Tongs!
I will need these tongs.
Yes, you got tongs! Woo! I know where to put these tongs.
Tools used by archaeologists in their research.
This metal plate, besides its archaeological interest, appears to be a part of something larger. At the present moment, I'm unable to determine exactly. So Gregory is a model of an upper-class citizen. He is rich and a well-respected physician, and he considers this his birthright. Whatever he may have done, he certainly did not
A shape has been cut in the plate. What should be done with it? Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
That's a lot of pots. You need all those pots. We understand the Romans had pots. That is an excessive amount of pots. I mean, really. Dear friends, I wish to organise a press conference on the Strand Lane baths next month. 1893 was a remarkable year for my work in Egypt, but now it is time to set my focus upon English archaeology, to shine a light on our national treasures and reveal them to the public. I would like to see as many journalists as possible in attendance to record this event, and record it favourably if we treat them well enough. I should like to recall my old friendship with Lord Blackmore and use the special funds of the Royal Archaeological Institute for this event. But he said he wants to go to the... He wrote, focus upon English archaeology. But the Romans aren't English. Romans are Italy. Italy's not England. Oh, wait, no, it's in here. Is it in here? Oh, no. I'm forgetting all this. There are a few among us who claim any degree of unfamiliarity with the name of Sir Rodney Benton. He is a gentleman who possesses the wealth, notoriety, I don't know how to pronounce that, and vigour to well match the fineness of his ilk abound in England. Just like a king, just like a family of peoples. Its intellect is equal to his charms, and has often been declared by the young ladies of the Europe. He holds powerful connections within the Lord's Chamber and carries an influence inside the political world. There are those who would call him unforgiving authoritarian. We should rather say that Sir Rodney is determined and ambitious. His presence at any archaeological site can only mean success for all concerned. This is very interesting. Miraculous reopening for the Strand Lane Room Baths excavation research. So remember, everything we're doing, you're paying attention. So we can see who did it. Because this is all, I think it's all relevant, right? The research efforts were about to be halted when the saviour arrived in the form of Sir Rodney Benton. Sir Rodney has taken over immediate control of the excavation, claiming that the site holds the key to a great mystery. We pledge to update our readers with all the exciting news as it develops. So Rodney's arrival saved the archaeological research at the baths. Lincoln's work was saved, but at a high cost to his morale. Lincoln's work was saved. He was thankful for the possibility of working. So Blinkhorn was the other dude, Percival. So he was working at the archaeological site in the Frigidarium, which is where we're just outside of. Rodney came and showed up. So was Blinkhorn was he embarrassed by the fact that he had to get someone really epic to help him, or was he very happy about the situation that he get to work with someone very epic? based on what he said in the interrogation room, he sounds like he's actually pretty okay with this Rodney guy, and he says he admires him a fair bit. So I think for now we should probably go with interest. It sounds like he thinks he's okay.
Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Numbers? Oh. Box?
Glass plate negatives. A remarkable method for recording ancient civilizations. A glass plate negative is missing. It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian statue.
Oh, we're going to have to search our archives later. Let's take a look. Oh, wait, no.
My God, are you all right? I wonder how this could have happened.
Yes, it is somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I am unscathed. To where does this corridor lead?
To the frigidarium, the coal room.
Barely unscathed and by a very small margin. And treacherous is an understatement.
You tell them, Watson.
Those stones weigh tons. We won't move them.
It does not matter. If our investigation requires it, we shall ask for them to be removed.
That's not good. You're trying to go over there. Oh, yeah, we gotta find the weapon. Oh, that was weird. I don't think corridors are meant to do that, you know? What is he doing?
Mr. Holmes?
Policeman that's been here for like a day, standing in that exact same spot. That's not nice of him. Oh, we can get the metal in there. Hey, hey, hey!
I should analyze this melted metal.
Analyze, did you say? Well, I know exactly where we're going. Whoops, I went to the wrong place. There we go, we'll sort it down. Back home, we can analyze and search the archives. Well, the archives are newspapers because for some random reason, Sherlock's kept every single edition of the newspaper of every single newspaper ever to exist. I don't understand how it fits it all in his house. Like 3 bookshelves of newspapers right here. That's so many papers. Yeah, well, let's take a look. 1993. God. Thankfully, the mummy. The great excavation in Aswan. Aswan, I got it right. Has taken over 3 years. Oh, that's a long excavation. Sir Rodney Bank have directed the archaeological work. Mummy was found within a nucleated... I don't know what that is. Hang on a second. Mummy was found with a funny eye. That's exactly what happened to Rodney. And posed in an unusual position. Think about how Rodney was. If I had a face cam or something, I could probably show you, but I don't, so I can't. The right hand was tense, as if reaching out for something or to someone. That's what it looked like with his hand. But Mummy was buried upright. She has been named the Desperate Mummy due to her very peculiar characteristics. Nearby could be read in Latin, by the eye he was punished for he saw what he was not worthy. The mummy is believed to be Roman rather than Egyptian, as some symbols found in the tomb are in common with the Mithraic mysteries.
Here it is.
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that he was not worthy. Dreadful.
Well.
This is a piece of metal taken from a brazier.
Yeah, no.
It appears to be silver, but I need to be sure.
I don't think it is.
If it is silver, it will be possible to melt it, since silver's melting point is at around 900 degrees Celsius. Let us compare this sample with a silver penny by testing it with acid. If it changes color to match the result of a reaction with a silver coin, then it is silver.
I did an experiment at school. We put a bunch of metals in hot water and see how long it took the metals to heat up, and still silver like a bajillion years. 8 minutes! It wasn't even a full thing. You had like a thermometer thing. Crazy.
The reaction is the same red stain. It is silver, Britannia silver quality.
Whoops. I said it wasn't. Inside brazier. Burning glasses. An item of silver has been recently melted in a brazier. Possibility of a weapon. Maybe. Okay, cool.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Well, what does it sound like? Dialogue. So Rodney, his body's ready for examination.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Maybe. Was that in Scotland Yard? But the body is ready to be examined. We can examine the body. I mean, the document that told us. But, you know, we're trying to get all the clues here. Not just some of them. Can't make just a conclusion. Kind of detectives would leave here if we didn't kill the clues. Okay, well, not hiding anyone here. Here we go. Down into the morgue. So a morgue, for those of you that don't know, it's a place where they have all the dead people for examination.
According to the coroner, there were no cardiac problems nor lung congestion, but there were traces of fungus, possibly contracted from the Egyptian tombs. The coroner observed no stomach nor liver disease, if we're to accept that Sir Rodney was an occasional drinker and 63 years of age. An unusual wound, inflicted by a curved knife, which resulted in instant death, as the coroner's report says.
Strange wound. Plus, very liquid blood. The presence of the water is due to the human atmosphere, or perhaps the presence of the water is an unexplained clue. Because, I mean, they were in a steam room, so it's entirely possible for it to have been, like died and then the water vapor was, like, on the blood, but maybe it wasn't. Perhaps. Who can say? Just wait for this person to answer. Do we reckon it was it's an unexplained clue, or do we reckon it was just the water inside the atmosphere? No? Either one. Well, we'll just go with that then. Wait a minute. I haven't uncovered his secret yet. Whoa. Ooh.
The bruising is in lines. Some light bruising, caused by a rope. They were caused by a rope around the waist. Sir Rodney was descending somewhere.
Okay. Find the missing weapon, and what important discovery is he about to make?
What should we do next, Holmes?
You should probably try and figure out what exactly is going on. Because, I mean, where are we at right now, you know? I'm just questioning you.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
I don't know this for exact certain, because I don't think I've completed this case before, but I think it was him.
We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
No. Silver, you say? No, I don't know how it got there.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Ask them all.
We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
It didn't help. The power is too strong.
I think he did. I reckon. Put it there.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Some melted silver was found inside the steam room brazier. Do you know where it came from?
Silver? No.
No one knows about the silver. This is all very intriguing. I think if we want to go any further, we got to go back to Baker Street.
Now we have two maps. We must combine them properly.
Here it is.
Watson, pack your bag. We are visiting a location in St. Albans marked on Sir Rodney's map.
St. Albans. Off we go, I guess. Well, what's begins?
This archaeological site has been abandoned. Why did Bentcliffe come here?
Maybe it wasn't abandoned when he did come here. That might explain it. Well, what are we waiting for? Watson, let's go in. I know it's forbidden, but come on, man. Look at that. Ooh. The cult of Mithras was a mysterious religion practiced within the Roman Empire from around the 1st to 4th century AD. So, yeah. The name of the Persian god Mithra, adopted by the Greek as Mithras, was linked with a new and distinctive imagery. Worshippers of Mithras had a complex system of 7 grades of initiation with ritualistic meals. Initiates would meet in the underground temples called Mithraea that were retained in large numbers. The iconic scenes of Mithras show him as being born from a rock and slaughtering a bull. The knife used by Mithras for the sacrifice of the bull is originally a curved, sacrificial blade of Persian origin. This curve can be from 5 to 15 degrees. Oh my gosh! They said that the knife that got Rodney was curved. And there's all this talk about seeing what they weren't worthy stuff. Oh man! The name is derived from the Persian Shimshia, which, I don't know if I'm saying that right, honestly, which means sword. This radically curved sword family includes the Shamshir, scimitar, talwar, kilij, pola, and Mongol saber. A myth of the golden knife is the key to the Mithraic mysteries that some describe as an equivalent to the Holy Grail. The golden knife carries a curse that will spill the blood of the unworthy who dare to touch it. Don't touch the knife. This is getting very interesting. And the empty coconuts that they use to imitate the sound of horses' hooves. This sounds a lot like Monty Python right here. Another strange ritual for the old gods to keep the evil spirits away. Gee, the people, feeling that the dark eye was upon them, would melt their valuables in fire. Melt their valuables. silver. Sub-Saharan tribes burnt fruits, and the rich Roman families spared no expense melting silver or tin. Because Garrow's superstitious, and they said there was a superstition so that they burned the... Oh my gosh. It is not recorded if such valuable offerings were thrown away with the ashes or if they were reused at a later date. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This is the map of the site. We are at the heart of an old Roman city.
Followers of Mithras were covert, worshipping more conventional deities such as Juno or Neptune in their everyday lives. Mithras temples were usually found below the temples of other gods. That's weird. Mithras followers were often referred to their traditional deities to gain passage to the Mithraeum. The example of the Mithraeum of Dio in France is interesting as the entrance was located beneath a carved statue of Diana. You mean the champion for Pokemon X and Y? Diana. I mean, she's a good Pokemon trained mom, she's that good. That Peter once. His entrance is possibly revealed by a clever stone and rope mechanism, which may never have been discovered if the water infiltration had not destroyed the mechanism, opening the way down to the Mithraeum. Mithraeum examples can be found in Rome, Ostia, Numidia, Dalmatia, Britain, and along the Rhine/Danube frontier, while being somewhat less common in Greece, Egypt, and Syria. Okay. Everyone get that?
The door has been left open. Someone did not care or was in haste.
So, I don't remember all this stuff. Documents here, right? Many documents. Cyclops. Why did Triclinium face Cyclops?
Vulcan, the god of fire and metalworking.
And also the dude for pointy ears in Star Trek.
The Cyclops, a one-eyed creature helping Vulcan at the forge.
And there's a skull. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, that's not really normal, but I don't know.
I don't need the ropes for now.
Oh, why did I turn around like that? Area 2, yes. Object of interest. Pulley system.
Excavating tools, a bucket, shovel, and brush.
We have a lot of evidence. Archaeologists travel. Find a use. What do we use that for? Politics. Another skull. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of skulls. Area 3. Knowledge of Hadrian. Area 4.
It is a statue of Minerva.
Hey, that's that
Neptune, the god of the sea. It is a broken statue of a bull.
Very interesting. Wow.
Construction hooks.
This has all been very exciting and all very interesting. I'm terribly sorry, guys. We may have to leave it here for now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you tell me in the comments, because then I will know if you actually want to see another one, instead of just me doing lots of videos and not knowing if anyone actually enjoys it. Remember to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on that notification bell, because I never know when in the whole world I'm ever going to post any videos. So, just stay tuned, because you never know. But thank you for joining and watching today. I hope you find this stuff, I hope you think it's interesting, because if it's not interesting, then might as well not be doing it. But, yeah, thank you very much. And goodbye.